I think Bob. Oh, hello.
I got you're recording right
Hi,
now.
Barbara. Where's Barbara?
Yes.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
I see it.
This probably won't be on the website, but this is for Ann's benefit, so she can take notes.
Right.
Yeah, this will not be on the website.
So Barbara, we pull it off. I mean, we were a little out of sync for one of them. We found out.
I think
I don't
Amy,
think you noticed.
yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't noticeable.
We found out the hard way that you can't play a video on a Zoom call that's got audio. You can see it, but you can't hear it. So we were having to sync up the video, and then Barbara, I would do the video, and then Barbara would sync up the audio. It sort of got, it was close
Yeah.
enough.
I never
was
knew,
good.
I never knew you couldn't play a video, and
Neither. Didn't we
that's
do
why we've
that?
had trouble in my Rotary meetings when people have tried to play videos. It doesn't work.
But didn't we do it last year with our toy? Didn't we do it last year?
It didn't have any video, any recorded. Mm-mm.
No,
We did
No, we
too.
did it.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
you did?
One of the gals didn't want to speak, and she had a recording. Maybe they just changed the structure of Zoom or something. I
Well, they
don't know.
probably did. Every time I go into it, they've changed it. Now I can't unmute you. I can mute you, but I can't unmute you.
Oh,
Oh,
oh well. Every day's a new day.
Yes, sure. Hey, Natalie.
Hi there. Hi there. Nice seeing everybody.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad we didn't have to go to Chicago. That's the best part. I'm looking forward to New Orleans though, because you know
Yes.
my daughter's gonna come with me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've already talked to her, so.
I thought it was really neat that the two of those teachers had gone ahead and gone to Chicago.
I
know.
know. We should have gone. We should have just gone anyway. We should.
I hope they get to, wouldn't they be fun if they got together and had drinks or something and compared notes?
Yeah, that was really simple.
Hello.
What happened to Seattle? I mean, we were scheduled, that's where my daughter lives. We were scheduled for Seattle at one time
Okay, let
last
me
year or
copy
something,
it.
was on our book.
You probably
Yeah, the
have-
ABA changed that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
What
That's
is the
a
New
fun
Orleans?
city.
What?
What,
What
Jennifer?
is the New Orleans date? I thought I wrote it down on my.
I've got it. Hang on, let's see.
And that's the next meeting, right?
Yes.
Kleenex in between you guys.
Oh, there's,
What did you do?
don't we have one in Denver in the fall? No.
That's what I was wondering.
Thank you.
I hope I'm on
Uh, Mid-year is February 1st through 6th.
You can touch it, make sure you're on mute mode.
Noel, we don't have one in Denver in the fall?
We have Denver in August of 2023,
Okay,
beginning of
so
August.
we don't have a fall meeting.
No.
We have a spring meeting and then, okay, got it. Okay.
Well, actually early winter.
Early winter, yeah,
Yeah, because our
Fishing for
San
spring.
Antonio was late.
yeah, okay, got it.
So
Perfect.
yes, after that, then we have Chicago in summer of 24, but we may not have to go there. So things might just change a little bit. So that will be interesting to see how that turns out. Give us a little more freedom. There's
Yeah,
Deborah.
Deborah, you got in.
Deborah.
Deborah, I'm updating the website and I need a good picture of you.
What?
The website and
Wait a minute. Okay, all right.
you're a director now, so I need a good picture for you for the
Okay,
website.
Is this good? Is this good? I'll smile.
No, just email me one. I'm
I'm
not
sorry?
taking, email me one.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I thought you had, because I look crap right now.
You look
I'll
great.
send you the one I use on my website that's 10 years ago. I look great.
That's perfect.
Okay,
that's perfect.
okay. Sorry.
I can go to your website. What's your website? And get it.
Oh, it's here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Did we do
And
Facebook?
then, I'll give you the link because you got to, I'll give
It's
you
on
the
here.
link because you've got to, let me just go. I have a new website I want to share with everyone. I just launched my new foundation,
Awesome.
but there's no
Oh.
pictures of anyone. So this is my website of the work. Okay, about par team here. Oh, that picture is from when my daughter was born. So that's 20 years ago, but it's okay, right?
Sure.
Otherwise, I have maybe a better one. This one might be a little bit too, and I'm also gonna send everyone my new website, which was just launched yesterday, or just up yesterday. I'm next year gonna start even giving out grants, I hope. Let's see. That's what I'm doing with my mom's money, you see?
Oh, good.
Wow.
Great spending.
It's
Fabulous.
Okay, so why was there not a link attached? Let me,
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
That's a
Okay,
cute
not-
picture.
Yeah, because it was, well, we won't say what I look like there. There, and this is my new foundation I just sent as a link, which. Oh, Rebecca, did you make me?
No, Noel,
Wonderful.
Noel, do you see Kathy Greslick down at the very bottom?
Yes,
Kathy?
yes.
Anyway, I'm Lucy, and it's nice to see you again.
Hi, I see you there. I was waiting to get in. I didn't want to jump in and
Oh, no.
interrupt anything, but because I was hearing about Deborah's exciting grant possibilities
Yeah.
down the road, so my ears perked up.
Yeah. This is Kathy Greslick, and she is the
Nice.
executive director of Kaleidoscope for
Oh,
Kids.
wonderful.
And
Oh,
will be receiving our books, so she's joining us today too.
excellent. I was great.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Gonna mute. I'll mute my-
Great, Kathy.
Yeah.
I'm Jennifer, and I'll be mailing the books to you, and I'll let you know before I send them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we're still waiting on a few folks, so let's just hang tight for a minute and talk amongst yourselves. And Jennifer, I'm trying to find your picture of the books that you sent me. I know you careful. Did you email it or did you text it?
I texted it, but I can email it to you if you want.
Yeah, do that.
Do you want me to email it real quickly? All
Yeah,
right.
that would be great.
Can I ask everyone as secretary that when they make a motion, could they tell me their name? It's very hard for me to follow where people are on the screen. And also if somebody seconds it, could they say their name first and say second, I second it? I would really appreciate
Motions do
that.
not have to be seconded. The name of the person giving the motion does not have to be listed, only the one who made the original motion.
Okay, but
So,
anyway.
So if you don't get one, don't worry about it if it's for the
Okay.
second.
But when you do anything like that, please, can you just tell me who you are?
Yeah, yeah. But if you miss something, don't worry about seconds. Name seconds.
So it looks like Janet may be having problems. Hang on a second.
We are having a big thunderstorm come through. I don't know if it's affecting her. I'm in Delaware, but she's down in DC.
I don't
So
understand
maybe-
what Janet's not getting yet.
Well, did you get the picture? I wasn't sure what size to send. I sent 2 sizes.
Okay, I have not looked at it yet. I'm trying to get Janet in
Okay.
here. Barbara, can you help out Janet? I don't know what she's doing wrong.
I can send another picture, like a real picture if you prefer a PDF or
She-
something.
Is she talking to you?
Okay, hang on, let me get back here.
Is she trying to get in on the link from this morning?
I think it's from the link I sent yesterday.
She may be clicking the link from this morning.
Okay, let me.
Let me
make
send
sure-
it to her real quick.
Okay. Yeah, Deborah, go ahead and send it to me because the version I have is lower res.
Yeah, I'll do that. Who just said, go ahead, send it to me? I didn't hear.
I did, Noel.
Oh, okay. Hard to tell.
Okay,
So many
Noelle,
faces.
tell her
Okay.
Noelle, tell her I just sent it to her.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I will. Okay. I will attach another one that's only 10 years older instead of 20. So. a little- see.
Let's see if she can get on. Because I think you're right. She may have been clicking the one from this morning.
Yeah, I did that by accident too.
I tried to make it really clear. But, you know,
Well, I could have used the same one, but I didn't want to because we're recording the first one.
right.
That's right.
No, it's my fault for not paying attention. That's all.
There are worse things to have happen.
Did your daughter get her wisdom teeth out, Deborah?
Oh, no, she was told she might not have to.
Oh,
So she's gonna just get a cavity filled. Oh, she's laughing. She's in the back. Why am I, never mind. Why am I telling you? No, I told them that because we couldn't go to Chicago. Yeah, no. It wasn't because I wasn't sharing all your details.
There's Janet.
I'm trying to find a picture of myself.
There
here.
she is. You made it, Janet. Yay.
Well, I recognized there was a separate meeting number for this meeting, so I
Right.
figured it out.
We figured something like that. Let's see. Cancel. Trying to see who else we need for this part. Yeah, I think we've got just about everybody here that we need. Virginia Sampson, bless her heart, caught COVID, so she may or may not make it. I think that's about it. All right, let's get started. All right, it is now 2:07 Central Standard Time. I'm calling this meeting to order. This is our board meeting for 2022, August 5th. We are not going to do an inspiration. Jennifer did a lovely job this morning, but
How much?
we are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So,
Oh.
everybody, start.
Okay.
Pledge allegiance to the
Allegiance
flag
to the flag
of the United
United States of America
and to the
and to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
stands
one
one
nation,
nation
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty. and
liberty
And justice
justice
for all.
Wow.
Cheers.
Done.
It wasn't
Done.
terribly in sync, but it worked. All righty. We have to approve the mid-year board meetings that was taken on April 1st. I'm sure everybody read them, didn't you? To make sure they were. You did a
Yes.
beautiful job.
Excuse me, Peg. We are approving the minutes of the April 7th and April 8th meetings. Those are the
Okay.
main board meetings. We've already approved the executive board meeting. which was
Okay.
the first. Okay.
Okay, April
So
6th and
there are two sets of minutes.
Right.
But they're combined.
So I don't need to approve them because I wasn't there, right? As a new
Right.
member, so,
Right.
okay.
I guess.
You can abstain if you want. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Stephanie
So
Whitehurst
moved.
has to move.
Okay, second,
Somebody.
Kitty seconded the motion. All in favor of approving the minutes from the board meeting in April, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
No.
So moved. These minutes are approved. All righty, let's go to the next thing of officers' reports. Sharon, we have your treasurer's report. Would you like me to pull that up?
Sure.
All right, let's see if I can. Barbara, you need to let me share.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot, my problem. Okay.
All right, let's see if I can get you here. Hang on. Hold on one second. The reports. Do you want the income statement or the balance sheet, Sharon?
Well, we could start with the balance sheet. We won't take long on that.
Okay. All right, let's see. All righty. It's all yours.
Okay, as people can see, We have $123 in our checking account. We have $4,942.69 in the Morgan Stanley cash account. That's where I get money from, and I try to keep very little in the PNC account. But if anybody has any bills, I need to pay those before the end of August to get them in the correct fiscal year. So if you have anything you want to submit to me, please do that fairly soon. So then other assets in the Morgan Stanley investment accounts, we have 434,000. So we have a total of assets of 439,473.15. We have no liabilities, so that is really what our account is worth. So that's all I need for that. If we can go to the balance, to the income statement.
All right, 1 second. Alrighty.
Okay, this is kind of a complicated income statement. I try to put a lot of stuff on one page. The first column is what we actually earned or had as income or had as expenses in last year. The second column is what we have so far this year. And then the third column is what we budgeted for this year. And then there's the variance amount is the fourth column. And the last column is the proposed budget for next year. Okay, so this year, so if you want to look at the income statement part, this year we have had a lot more in income. That's because of the 10,000 donation that we received. So really and then the 3,000 from the Jarvis Fund. It went in last fiscal year in July, so that's why it's not showing up in this year's income. So that's the only reason for that. So then if we go to the budget, let's go to the budget for the income before we go to the expenses. So the budget for the income is this year we took in 800 in dues, so I left it at 800. We took in one life member, but it's very hard to know if you'll ever get a life member. So I have nothing in the budget. I have 400 for sustaining life members. I have 300 for local auxiliaries, $50 for state. For the contributions unrestricted, I have the 10,000 plus 100 from us. This year it was a little higher. Well, I take that back. In the memories and contribution section, it was a little higher this year because unfortunately we lost several spouses, but people were generous about it. I'm hoping we get the 3,000 again from Jarvis. And so therefore that's the proposed income for next year. Any questions on that?
Absolutely, you will have it. Does it have to, can it be in January 2023, or do you need to have it this year?
No, it could be January is fine.
That's better.
Because we just need it by next August.
Oh,
So,
okay. No,
yeah.
definitely that is a plus check. Yes, will happen, but I'll do it the very beginning of 2023 because of my finance organization.
That's fine.
Okay.
Whenever works for you. Thank you. We appreciate it very much.
Deborah.
Okay, now we'll go to the.
Deborah, I wanted her address because the address I have didn't seem to, it was returned to me. So I'm wondering if she could give me the correct mailing address to thank her.
Deborah, why don't you check what's in the
That's
on the
Alice
website?
asking.
Yeah, Deborah, why don't you check and see what's on the website, and if it's incorrect, email me and I'll correct it.
Well, it may have been, was it the Alice, did you use her address in Italy?
Yes, and I didn't have, and
Deborah, why don't
Did you put enough stamps on? Here, I put because we wanted to look more international. So, and also that way I'll put in the chat. How's this? Here's my address in Italy.
Okay.
all right, thank you.
good.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we'll go to expenses. We've been budgeting for many years, 2,000 for the president. As you can see, the last 2 years, the president really hasn't used it, but I put it in there again. Same way, vice president was 500, secretary gets 50. There is no budget for the treasurer. I don't send that much out. We do have accounting costs, 600. That's the cost of the program that oh no, that's the cost of the accountant who does our taxes. So that's what that is.
Just keep growing.
So auxiliary support, we had it at we raised it to 6,000 last year. So I left it at that. I guess I should say, I have made guesses on all these. People can tell me if it's different. Okay. Then some for postage and printing. The judges award, I put 300 in. That's mostly for, I think we send them a gift or something, right? And then, yes. Then the Lifetime Achievement Award, that's partially the cost of the vase or whatever we give them. And then if we had a dinner, like if we meet in person, their dinner is free, but if they have a guest like their spouse or whatever, there's $100 in that budget. Same way with the outstanding individual. So then we're down to toy. I put 9,000 in for us in the budget and 3,000 in for the Jarvis Award, and then 10,000 for the Gergemeyer Award. Then I have 4,000 for travel expenses. If we have 4 toy award winners, we give them each 1,000. That's where that 4,000. Then they also are allowed to have guests, and so there's a guest thing for that. Printing, miscellaneous, judges appreciation. That's for all the judges of the toy awards. Historian gets 50. Some of these along here I didn't change anything. I did change meeting expenses. As you can see, the meeting in San Antonio cost us $7,500. We had budgeted $1,500. Excuse me. Part of the reason that was expensive was because of paying for meeting room expenses, which we don't pay for when we go where the ABA goes. But I just thought, I just plugged in numbers, and Lucy, if you think it should be different, but I plugged in 3,000 for each meeting, just for meeting expenses, which is more than we've put in the past.
No, I think that's fine.
Okay. Okay, then the membership directory printing, I put 1,200 because we spent over the 1,000, and I'm sure with postage going up and stuff, we would cost more. PayPal, it costs us a little bit to use PayPal. I have $50. Present gifts, I stayed the same. I think most of these, I upped the registered agent fee because it did cost us a little more this year. That is when we register with, I think it's the state of Ohio, because I'm in Ohio, is where we register. The $10 fee is for the, or no, that's for the, that's for the registered agent. I'm sorry. We have a registered agent in Chicago. Because we don't have an office in Chicago, we have to pay someone to be our legal address and so forth. And that's what they charge. So then there's not much else left. Does anybody have any questions of what I have so far?
If
Okay,
y'all have questions,
then I had,
please unmute yourself
Pardon?
if you've got questions, because I muted everybody because there was background noise. So Kitty, if you got a question,
Yeah,
you
okay.
unmute yourself.
at this budget, it means we will have to take $35,000 out of our investment account to cover this budget if we spend
me.
this much money.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm trying to unmute. Okay, it's Kitty. And I don't know, I know I sent an email to you, but I don't know if you got it, Sharon.
Yes, I was
about
going to
the-
get to that next.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll wait for you to get there. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, Kitty said that we have approved a donation at the mid-year meeting for $2,500 to the National High School Mock Trial Competition. She wanted that under, or she thought it would go under long-range planning, because that, I would suggest it would go under something that we call awards, because then it is very close and it shows. I don't want it to look like we had an expense of long-range planning of $2,500. I'd rather show it, I don't know what we're going to call it, but award to National High School Mock Trial Competition. I'm not sure what this money's for. Is it just to give it to them, right?
It's actually a donation that allows us to attend their meeting and participate in their activities. And rather than choose just one activity, we will be able to go to many activities and have our ALA on their website and participate with many, however many members want to go out to Arkansas. And that's how we call. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Noel.
I was saying, it
it's
could almost
not-
be considered marketing as well,
Right.
perhaps.
That's right.
So is it a donation or is it a fee to get to do things?
I think it's a donation. What do you think, Noel?
It's a donation.
Well, then I would like to take it out of long-range planning and put it in something called awards, so that it's right there in our budget and it looks just like the auxiliary support and the toy awards and all of those. Because if I put it in long-range planning, it just looks like we had an expense for long-range plan. Does that make?
What
It's
if,
Okay,
what if it's called a sponsorship instead of a donation or an award?
we could do that.
You would put
Does
it
that
as a
fit?
separate line item?
Yes, I'll make a new separate line item.
Mhm.
Well, I may call it award sponsorship, because if I put the word award, then in the alphabetically in the income statement, it will show up with all the other special things we give. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So I could call it award sponsorship for National High School Mock Trial Competition. Because we're not competing in this thing, so.
No, we're just
It is-
sponsoring. Yeah.
Right, okay, so I'll call it award sponsorship of that,
Okay.
okay?
And then
Do you
we
understand
also
why I'm
talked-
saying this, Kitty? Because I like to make it real easy for us to see all the things we donate. That's why it's called award auxiliary support program, award toy, award judges, because I like having that all in one spot, kind of in the income statement, that it shows it's stuff that we've given. It's easier for the accountant to find it and for us to remember what all nice things we've done.
And then I also suggest, I think Lucy or someone suggested we up the amount of the long-range planning on the budget from $100 to $500 to cover incidentals that we don't know about.
That's
yet.
fine. That's fine. If we vote to approve that, I'm happy to make that change.
Okay, I think that's what we did. Okay.
Okay, so what I need with this thing is I need an approval of the budget, the proposed budget. And
Right.
so can I make the motion since I'm presenting this? I will make a motion that we approve the proposed budget with the 2 changes suggested.
All in favor? Anybody want to second it?
Second it, Alice Gordon.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So moved.
Okay,
Very good.
because I didn't hear anybody else other than Kitty saying they wanted changes, so. Okay.
All righty.
Um, So,
Can I
th-
just say-
so I guess I should go back to, I jumped a little bit. We have taken out of, like I was saying, it was, if we go with this budget now, it's going to be 37,500 that we'll have to take out to meet our expenses. This year so far, we've taken 28,000. So it is an increase, but I think it's all for good works. So does anybody, I mean, our budget is that we spend a whole lot more money than we take in, but we have money to use through the car donation. And we're way above what we need to keep in the car.
So any
Okay.
additional expenses like the printing and the ink and everything for memorial and tribute funds, that would come out of the long range planning budget?
No.
You have $25 in your budget, Alice.
Oh, I do. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you, Sharon. I think we're all on
All right.
the same page. Very
Go
good.
on to something more interesting now.
Oh, come on, you're very
Thank you,
interested.
Sharon.
All right, next is my report, and it's full of stuff.
Okay.
Right with us or not though, so.
Okay. Well, good. So I think one of my friends is going to join us at the house. Oops, I need to mute.
Thank you, Dominique. Anyway, my report's online. If you want to see it, it kind of rehashes all the stuff we've done this year. I don't want to bore you all with it because we've all been there, done that, but it's online. So that was my report. Next, we have the president-elect's report, which I don't think Jennifer has. That
It's-
one?
It's very, very brief. And that's basically just that from May to the present, I have been trying to make board appointments and contact everyone, and everyone's been so sweet and so gracious and accepting positions. And I still have a couple more to fill. So if I give you a call, or I may be giving you a call asking you for ideas, just let me know. And it was really exciting because I was able to participate with the scholarship and with the meetings, with the mock trial that's coming up that Kitty's getting us all excited about. So I'm just looking forward to the year. So that's kind of what I've been doing since I became president-elect. So thank y'all so much.
All righty. All right, standing committee awards, outstanding individual volunteer and lifetime achievement award from Jane Skilton. She is not here and has not given me a report. So we're going to just table that for now, except to say that the nominations, and let me get to that real quick, are due. Deadline, October 15th for both of the awards. So I'm gonna put that on your calendar. If you've got somebody in mind for lifetime achievement and or outstanding volunteer of the year, those will be coming up, and you will hear from me, and I will not let you forget, and I will remind everybody. Second, standing committee awards, teacher of the year awards. Barbara, you want to say a little something? We all kind of know what you've been doing, but
Well, we've caught our breath. I wish Margaret were on the phone because she was a great help with me this year. I appreciate it.
she's tied up. She's tied up getting ready for school. So
Yeah,
I
she had to
just
go
gotta
back.
text her.
I think she had to go back yesterday, which seems
Yeah.
horribly early. Poor thing. Well, we're just catching our breath and resting right now. It's always a push, and we start usually. I give an announcement probably end of the year, and then in January we start pushing out with emails, and we try to get as many out as we can. We've sent out hundreds. I just don't know that they go the right places. Our database is getting pretty big with a lot of with applicants who've been there before, who've applied new, and I keep all that on my computer, but we really need help from the Alliance members to spread the word with their high schools locally and get them interested. Your local auxiliaries could be a great help in getting the word out to some of the teachers, and that I think would help us. I'd like to see us have a larger pool to draw from. I mean, we have not suffered because we've had great teachers every time. So they're out there. I just want to make sure that the right ones get rewarded. So no other report on that right now, other than we're resting right now.
Well, what we could do is combine our Jurgemeyer and Teacher of the Year contact list, because
Yeah,
they're basically both sides of the same coin. So
Right.
that'll help. And I've got a lot of names on there. So, all right, great. Well, our teachers were fabulous this morning, and I think they were very excited. And they're going to do great things.
It
All
always
righty.
It surprises me. We've had several who have gotten their JD in their teaching, which I love that. I love that they're in the classroom and they, you know, they have a lot of credibility. I just
Yep.
think that's great.
Yep. Auxiliary support. Jennifer, you're muted, and Janet, you're muted.
Hey, Janet, would you like to give the report or would you like me to give a quick report?
Well, you can do it.
Okay. Well, this year it was so much fun because Janet worked with me on this award. And we also continued to have wonderful Evelyn and Mary Ellen. So we had a wonderful team and it was so much fun. And Janet's gonna chair it next year along with Mary Ellen and Evelyn again. And it's just a wonderful team and we have such a good time doing it. But we did distribute $6,000 total to 10 auxiliaries from across the nation. And these awards, we had some wonderful applicants this year, programs that were so unique and different, including one that included sewing machines and supplies for a women's correctional facility, which was just an unbelievable. Support for foster care, children's programs, mock trial competitions, scholarships. Houston had a big anniversary celebration honoring their I think 75 years and their heritage, everything that we just had so many wonderful applicants and everyone received something thanks to the generosity of our alliance. So we just felt like we had a great, next year I'd like to have even more applicants, but we felt like we had 10 auxiliaries from across the nation and we were really happy with that. So thank you all for your support and thank you all to the auxiliaries that are doing so many wonderful things across the nation.
Awesome.
Just one comment, if anybody would like to join us, we are looking for a new member or two.
I'll put that in the new newsletter, the next newsletter.
And working on that committee is a lot of fun. All of those women know what they're doing and they are so smart. And so it's a great committee.
Excellent, excellent. All right, next up is the Jergemeyer Scholarship. And for those of you all who are on this morning, you got to meet Kamala Harupia, which I did not screw that up, which was nice, who is utterly charming and wonderful. And I'm so excited for so it was kind of a big emotional letdown now that it's passed, but we're going to be gearing up again for this next year. One of the things I want to do is we finally got the scholarship on scholarship.com. There are a couple of other scholarship databases that I'm going to, or websites that I'm going to try and get it uploaded to, so we can even expand our applicant pool even more. Somebody, who was it who sent me the cute article on how to write an essay? Was that you, Kitty? Yes, you're muted. Anyway, she sent me a cute article on how to write a college essay. And it was like, be yourself, be funny, be self-deprecating. That's what people want to hear. Don't just regurgitate things. So I'm going to put a little tip on the website about what we want, because that's what really the Kamala's essay, for those of you who haven't read, I suggest you do, was very personal and charming and insightful, and it gave us a little clue on who she was and how she perceived things, as opposed to some of them who were just, I mean, we had people citing case law on these things. We're like, no, you're not a lawyer. We just want a 700-word essay on this stuff. But yeah, I think it's gonna go great. We got the process down pretty well as far as handling all the information that comes in. The application form is basically a Google form where their information goes straight into a spreadsheet. So once it's done, it's all in there. I may tweak the parameters and some of the information that we get to make it a little more specific, because it was pretty broad brushed. But yeah, I think it's going to be great, and the word is getting out, and it's almost kind of one of these things, be careful what you wish for, you might just get it at the end. So that is our Jergemeyer situation. And the next we have is our car report for Barbara.
Okay, did you get my file?
I did. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, I found out yesterday when we were doing our reports that I could bring up sharing and I could see everything on my screen, but nobody else could. All they could see was my wallpaper, which was a beautiful picture of Italy, by the way. So you all got to see probably the better part. That's more interesting than my car report, actually.
Hang on a second. Not sure why it's not pulling up here. It's trying to save it, but. All right. 1 second, guys.
No problem. And there's no bad news in the car report.
It'll let PowerPoint. All right, here we go. And share. All righty.
There we go. First couple of charts are charts that Morgan Stanley sent me. We've got a gal that's our contact point up there that Sharon and I have worked with, Jennifer Olson. And anytime I need anything, she will tell me the answers to the questions. And this is just a chart showing obviously what we all know with our personal finances is that that downturn is December of 21 to now, which is below the line, which is not a good thing. However, we're moving back up again. BlackRock itself, I'll show you in the next few charts, but this is just to see where we are. It's hard to see, I know, because it's small.
Yeah,
but
hang on.
the
I'm
first,
getting big.
first column is the previous year where we had 3.48 return. The second column is quarter to date. So that's really just July, the 1st of July on 1.1% interest increase. And then December of 21 to now is minus 6.6. And we've never had anything like that before, but it's been a bad year for stocks. I know our personal stuff is down as well. The last 3 years, last 5 years, and then the performance since inception. Those are the last 3 columns. So that column that's showing very, very much down, I anticipate that in the next few months, we're going to be right back up again. So, you know, it doesn't go down just 30 points or up 30 points. It's swings of like 500 and 600 and 700 points. And it's kind of crazy to put your finger on the pulse there, but that's what it's doing. And we are in a good, we're in a good stock for that. And that's all of CAR. That's not just BlackRock. BlackRock is our it's our less conservative investment. If you want to go to the next screen, you see in the upper right-hand chart, the red line is the invested capital and the blue line is the value. So we're still above what we've invested, which is good. The other information is just, well, look at the upper left-hand corner. You'll see the same numbers that Sharon quoted you. Her numbers are probably a little bit more current. These are as of the last statement that I got, that our total value of our investments is 506,000 as of, let's see, that's December 20 to December 21. And then year to date, it's gone down to 444. So I really don't think, I'm hoping, who knows, it will go much lower. It'll start moving back up again, but we'll just have to wait and see. But we're in a comfortable place, so I'm not worried about it. So go to the next page. And that is, you see it broken out there under advisory. The first line, American Lawyers Auxiliary, which is 313,000. That's what we have invested in very conservative investments. And Bob Jarvis did a nice job of putting that money in things that were going to be safe for us. Things like treasury bonds and treasury bills and preferred stocks, things that are good and safe for us. The second line is good too. That's BlackRock. And that's what Morgan Stanley recommended that we put our funds into. You had to have $100,000 to get into BlackRock. And then from that point on, you can increase it by whatever amount you wanted. So we put 100,000 in, and then maybe 2 or 3 years later, we put in 25. And you'll show that it shows 130. And you might think, well, we put in 125, but we only have 130. We have taken funds out of that to pay for some of our expenses. So we've done very well. Our total earnings have been $46,000. So that's good from what we started out with. Okay, next page. This I always like to track track the stock price. In 18, which I believe we bought it in 18, March of 18, I think we agreed to buy it at the Las Vegas meeting. And the stock price then was $392. And you can see since then how it's gone up. The highest was July last year. And then in March of this year, and then now it's back down again. I just checked it a few minutes ago to see what it was. And it's up a few dollars more than it was a couple days ago. I'm not going to try and do it while I'm on this. But we've agreed that the principal that we got from the Carr Foundation was $330,000, and we're not going to let it go below that amount. So as Sharon said, she's instructed Morgan Stanley to keep some in cash, not a whole lot, but to keep some in cash that we'll need for expenses as we go through. And then she has to tap that when we get ready to have one of our meetings. Now lately, with no meetings except for San Antonio, we haven't had to do that very much. So, but I expect as we start meeting again, she'll need to have some more money in there to pay those expenses. And I think Jennifer's last comment to me was that we are beating the indexes. So that's good. Now this chart I did, I edited it and it didn't work. 2022 is supposed to show that $444,000 number that I showed you, but you can see we stayed pretty stable throughout the years, and that's from 2015. And I don't know, I don't have information from prior to 2015, but total dividends have been around 10.5. They reinvested back in, so we're keeping our head well above water. So there's really, unless anybody has any questions, it's been real easy to do the Carr thing because you just check on it periodically. It's not, you don't have to worry about it. We're not day traders, so you don't have to check it every day and see where it's going. So any questions anybody has? I can only see four faces, so it doesn't matter.
All righty. Well, I think it sounds great. And hopefully the stock market will keep going up and we'll keep getting more dividends, and that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All righty. That was Carr. Next, we have Law-Related Education Resources by Marianne Ferris. Marianne, what you got for us?
Can you hear me? Okay.
We can.
There hasn't really been anything changed. That's why I failed to get that report into you for this meeting. So it would be the same information from the spring meeting. I have one question. Excuse me. I have one question. Our local school board is going into a Marzano High Reliability School system accreditation. And I just got started on this yesterday, researching what that is. And I'm wanting others to let me know if this is going on in other school systems across the country. I'm going to be talking to we have a new superintendent in our local Frankenmuth school system. And they're going into this. It was started, what I have researched so far is started in Colorado by a Robert Marzano about 20 years ago. And I'm not sure exactly what it means. It sounds like it's just a method of reliability of communication between teachers and students to get the students to work at their own level. If anybody hears any information about it, there's one school in Austin that is doing it. I did find that out on the web yesterday. And I talked to Mary Ellen yesterday, and she's going to look to see what they're doing. It's a charter school on Lamar Road. Those that are in the Austin area, Stephanie would know where that would be. Stephanie, I can send you that information too, so you can see what they're doing, because they've been accredited for a while. And okay, I got your thumbs up there. I'm basically going to be meeting with our superintendent to be sure that it doesn't affect the way we're able to get any of our LRE materials into our local school system here, which would also be affecting others. When I looked on the web yesterday about the Marzano reliability accreditation, the majority of the schools that were listed in the last 3 years as being accredited were from Indiana, from Arkansas, from one from Texas, and those were basically the schools that were involved in it. I couldn't see that any private schools were involved at all in it. that doesn't mean that they aren't. But I'm just in the beginning process of learning what this is all about, and I'm intending on meeting with our local superintendent next week, hopefully. So I'll keep you updated on if that has any effect on any of our LRA materials and how we present it to the schools, because it's an entirely new thing to me. I want to give everybody to push the constitutions for September 17th, which is the Constitution Day, where it's required for every school in the country to do something about the Constitution on every grade level. And our Constitution project is an ideal thing to push at that time. I will be checking with my local school boards here this month, finding out how many fifth graders there are and getting them ordered. And for them, and at the same time, I will order an additional, Sharon, of an additional 100 of them, of the constitutions for us to use, so that when I come to the convention, hopefully in February, I can have some freebies to hand out to people, because I'm out of that supply. So I'll be using a little bit of that budgeted money, Sharon. And push in your schools, any teachers you see, I would like to have the emails of the teachers that won today, who would give that to me, so I can email them my stock letter that I have that goes with the Constitution, that's pushing our videos that are there. They are used all the time. I'm always getting, I would say one or two teacher asking me a month for the scripts. That means that they are looking at the videos and using the videos, or they want the scripts to use them.
Good.
And that means that there are a lot more that are looking at it because they're not asking for scripts.
Excellent. Marianne, you can find the emails for the new Teachers of the Year on the website in our directory, because they are now honorary members, since they are choice. So I have already updated the directory online to include them, so you can find them there.
Okay, I thought I would send them that stock letter in pushing our LRE materials on the web.
Absolutely. I think that's wonderful. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, terrific. Wonderful. All righty. Kitty, we have long range planning, and I see that our guest, Anthony McMullen, is here. So we were going to defer, but let's go ahead and why don't you do your spiel and let him do his spiel.
Well, I was hoping Anthony would do it, but I will introduce Anthony. You're going to have to unmute yourself, Anthony. And Anthony McMullen is professor at Central Arkansas University and board secretary of the Arkansas Mock Trial Foundation, and on the board of the national competition. And we have been talking to him, Zooming with him, emailing him, and he has been wonderful to work with. And we are very excited about the Arkansas Mock Trial competition, which will be in May. And I'm going to just leave it up to Anthony to tell you all about it. Thank you.
Well,
Hi, Anthony.
hi, Katie. Hi, Noel. Good to see both of you and all of you once again. It's an honor to be talking in front of this group. First of all, I appreciate what you do. Just my day job is teaching legal environment and business at the University of Central Arkansas. And I can tell you just from my purview that civics education is not where it needs to be right now. And I'm just seeing a lot of evidence in that on the first couple of days when I'm having to teach some students some basic things. So I appreciate your organization and your efforts to have materials to promote civics education, to get more of that in our schools. So thank you for what you do. And so I'm here to talk about the National Mock Trial Competition. For those of you who are unfamiliar, mock trial is basically a competition where students take on the roles of lawyers and witnesses to actually litigate a fact pattern. Now, it's a fictional fact pattern. It's one that whoever is running the competition either makes up or they'll borrow a case from. another state. But in any case, they get witness statements, they get jury instructions, they get exhibits, they get all sorts of other materials. And using these materials, they work on the case as lawyers and as witnesses, and they present the trial and they present their case. And most states have it so that they're presenting their cases in front of lawyers and judges. That's certainly what we like to do on the state level here in Arkansas. We try to make sure that everyone judging them is a lawyer or at least a third-year law student. We also, one of the things I'm proud of about our competition is that we get to use the actual courtrooms. And just when you see students light up and getting to sit in front of the bar, making their arguments to a judge or to a jury box, it's an incredible experience for the students. I'm here today because we in Arkansas are privileged to be hosting the National High School Mock Trial Championship in May of 2023, and specifically the dates that we're going to be looking at is May 18th through 20th, 2023. That's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Generally, the schedule is Thursday is orientation meetings, as well as an event that we call a pen exchange, which is a social event for the students to get together for the first time, blow off a little bit of steam, and exchange little trinkets. On Friday, we have rounds 1 and 2 of competition. On Saturday, we have rounds 3 and 4 of competition. And out of usually 46 teams, we narrow it down to the top 2. And those 2 immediately go on to the national championship round, where whoever wins that round is your national champion. We usually, at 46 teams, so that's usually 1 from almost every state, plus we'll usually get about 3 or 4 international teams. South Korea regularly participates, Guam regularly participates, Northern Marianas Islands regularly participates, and I don't know what the status of it is right now, but I think a team out of Ontario has expressed interest in joining us as well. So we try to make it a very prestigious event. There's a lot of pressure on our shoulders here in Arkansas because, well, there'd be pressure anyway, because as you can imagine, this is a pretty substantial undertaking. But when we host, it will also be the first in-person competition since 2019. 2020, we had to cancel it. And then 2021 and 2022, we did it virtually because, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. I believe that my primary role here is to tell you about how you can volunteer. For those of you who are attorneys, we're going to want you judging. We're going to let you know straight up. Every round has a presiding judge and 3 scoring judges. So as you can imagine, we're going to need a lot of people sitting in judging boxes. So for those of you who are licensed attorneys, we're going to want you judging the students. And it does not matter whether you have litigation experience or not. I will confess, I have 0 litigation experience myself, but we provide an orientation, we provide a rubric, we tell you what to look for, we give you as much preparation as we can under the circumstances. So even if you don't regularly practice in the courtroom, if you have a license, we want you in that role. But for those of you who do not have a legal background, we are going to need courtroom liaisons. And the primary role of a courtroom liaison is to basically communicate between the trials and our scoring room. Hopefully it's a job where basically all you have to do is escort the judges to the courtroom, call the court to order, and then sit there for 2.5 hours and watch a brilliant trial, because it's one of those things where it's one of those positions where if you did nothing, that means everything went well. But it's still important to have the courtroom liaison there, just in case there is an emergency or just in case there is something that goes down that the scoring room or the national board needs to have immediate knowledge about. So beyond that, and I had a list of things that I told Noel that I was going to go over. Let me make sure that I've gone over all of them. Oh, and that call for volunteers will likely open in January, and I'll make sure that all of you are informed whenever that takes place.
Great. Okay. I think there were a couple of questions we had the other day. We were having a meeting, and one was, is there any orientation for the volunteers who are not lawyers on what to do, where to go, and all that?
We will provide a brief orientation for the courtroom liaisons as well. The biggest thing that you'll need to know at the time is basically where the courtrooms are, and they're going to be within long walking distance from the Marriott. And for those who need additional transportation help, hopefully we're going to have some vans or something going along. So for those for whom the walk is a bit too long, we'll be able to provide a little bit of accommodation. We'll also let you know what all the materials look like and what you'll need to do with them at that time. One thing that we are working on, and unfortunately I do not know what the status of it is, but one thing that we're working on is trying to create an electronic score system. And if that is created by the time the competition begins, that will actually be less work for the liaisons, because all of the data will immediately go to our scoring room.
Oh. In the past, in Kalamazoo, I've been able to watch the mock trial team perform. Is that a possibility at the national level?
Absolutely.
Okay. Would we contact you, or?
Yeah. We'll be whenever we open up registration, there'll be we'll open it up for observers and volunteers as well. Okay. But absolutely. And in fact, we would have been in Kalamazoo this year, but for the pandemic.
Right. And how many volunteers do you think you're going to be looking for? Because I'm not sure how many we have and how many you need, and I'm sure there's going to be a gap.
Well, we're going to for our state competition, liaisons are something that we've only limited. We use on a limited basis. So for our national competition, we don't have a consistent network that we've gone to for liaisons. As far as number per trial, if we have 46 teams, which has been our number consistently, we're going to the optimal number would be 23. One liaison for every courtroom. We've got some ways where we can deal with less if need be. For example, if we had half that number, then we would just make sure that we would just tell each liaison that they were in charge of 2 courtrooms and they'd go back and forth. But optimally, we would love to have 23 liaisons so that we have one person for each courtroom. And that also, Miss Alice, would help for those who wanted to watch the competition, because as a liaison, you need to be there pretty much for the entire trial, or at least available.
Where is this going to be held?
This is going to be held in Little Rock, Arkansas. And the actual competition space is going to be in 3 of the courthouses that we have in downtown Arkansas: the Pulaski County Circuit Courthouse, the U.S. Bankruptcy Courthouse, and the Federal District Courthouse.
Right.
In addition, so that's the competition side of things. And we have some room, and we've got a block of rooms at the Little Rock Doubletree and the Little Rock Marriott. I'm going to give you actually a sneak peek of a work in progress, although it's one that everyone has, will have access to. But in the chat, I have put the website for the students itself. And this website will be, as we get closer to the competition, it will be updated with information about Little Rock, about the competition, and all sorts of other information you need. There's also, if you are interested, there's also a schedule there so you can get a more detailed outline of what the event looks like. And there's the link to the Doubletree, and I'm still waiting on the link to the Marriott. So from this website, you'll be able to access the room blocks that we have for the competition and get the special rates that those hotels are offering for those that are coming to town for mock trial.
Wonderful. There's so much going on, and I know that everyone is not aware of everything we've been discussing, and this is sort of coming in at the tail end. But that's a great overview, and I did write a report. I'm not sure if anybody saw it, but it's on the website somewhere about what we've been doing. It's a very exciting competition. We think we've not been involved in this before, and we're excited to be learning about it now. And I have notes here that say there are approximately 500 students participate. Is that correct? And 96 judges for every trial. I'm not sure if I write these numbers right. So Anthony, if I'm wrong, correct me, please.
Those numbers are correct.
Okay.
Each team will bring about, or each team is composed of 6 to 9 students, plus their teachers and their attorney coaches. And some schools there may be some students that may have helped on the team, but aren't official team members. Some schools have the means to bring those students as observers as well. So when you add all of that up, you are looking at about 500 students, plus their teachers, their coaches, and some of their parents.
There's a lot of people, and you have a link to the hotel. Is that open now, or do we wait until later in the season to try to reserve? It might be too early.
The Doubletree link is available now. I'm still waiting on the Marriott.
Okay, all right, that's good. And ALA members will be allowed to participate other ways too. We're going to have, I believe, a table at the registration desk where we can pass out materials to students and teachers so that we can advertise our Jungermeyer Award scholarship and our Teacher of the Year program through those packets of information. And so we're going to need help in getting that stuff together from our members, of course, just reading over some of these things. And we're going to be allowed to meet with teachers at an orientation meeting and give a little spiel about ALA and what they can do to win the Teacher of the Year award. We just gave those away this morning. We had the Teachers of the Year on our morning show, so to speak. So, and that was great fun. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, you're doing a fabulous job, Kitty, and you are really bringing ALA into the mock trial, and I think that's wonderful.
I think there's been a committee. It's just not one person. It's never one person. It's always a committee. And we've got great people on the committee, and we're working at this. And Anthony's been wonderful. And also Jordan Tinsley, who is an attorney in Little Rock, and he's been working with us as well. And we've appreciated both of you so much because, as you know, we're very new to this whole project. Noelle, did you want to add anything?
I was going to say, I may put together, we send out a monthly newsletter, and I may put together something that kind of describes what we're going to do, and like a calling of volunteers to see who's get a feel for who's interested and who might want to go. And Anthony, I might run it by you before I publish it to make sure that I've got everything the way it should be. and start to develop some interest within the organization. So that's kind of the next step. And then we'll kind of put the details together as they come along, I would think, as well as putting together our new information and our new marketing materials. So Anthony, thank you for coming to talk to us, and we're very excited. And
may I make one final pitch?
Sure.
Okay, so we are still in fundraising mode, and we're still out there trying to get the big bucks, but we don't turn away the small bucks either. And so we are associated with, or we do have accounts with Amazon Smile and with Kroger Community Rewards. So if you're familiar, so both of these are programs where if you shop at Kroger or if you shop at Amazon, a tiny, and when I say, and I think for Amazon, it's like 0.5%. So no one, not enough money where anyone's getting rich. But if you shop at either of those locations or are involved with either of those programs, if you aren't designating a nonprofit for your purchases to target, I would love for you to designate the Arkansas Mock Trial Foundation, Inc. And I know that Kroger is very picky about how you put things in their search function. So you'll need to, if you're looking for that, you're looking for Arkansas Mock Trial Foundation, Inc. Again, that's Kroger Community Rewards or Amazon Smile. If you don't have your purchases going anywhere else, I would love to have them. And just as a suggestion, if I know ALA is a nonprofit as well. Y'all have a bank account. If you're not on Kroger Community Rewards or Amazon Smile, the process of getting on it was fairly easy. Just upload a bunch of paperwork and your 501c3 status and everything. And I think we had those set up within a couple of days. So if you're not taking advantage of that as an organization, you might want to look into it and help support you guys as well.
Thanks, Anthony. We are actually on Amazon Smile, but we aren't on Kroger. That's a great idea. Would you do me a favor and email me the link to the website and also the that information about the Kroger thing? I know you put it in the chat, but I think it's going to go away once we close this. Right. And that way I have that information when I do the e-blast to get everybody.
I'll send that to you right now.
Okay. Wonderful. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Kathy will be back at 3:30 to talk about the books. So let's kind of move this along because she has a meeting at 4. So next up we have membership. Barbara, do you want to add anything for membership?
Hey, this is Steve Benish. Should I call back later?
Steve, why don't you give us about 15 or 30 minutes?
You got it. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Barbara, you're muted.
On membership, I will put a roster out, an actual hard copy roster, but it won't be until probably October. So we'll wait and get some of the dues checks in to Sharon. So we'll be able to get current information. If your information is not correct in the current roster and you haven't let me know, please let me know so we can get it corrected. But I'm not going to even start on it until probably, I'm going to be gone on vacation. So I probably won't start on it until the 1st of October, but it will go out probably by the end of October. And we will put a dues reminder like I have in the past inside the brochure. So if somebody has forgotten to pay their dues, they'll see the little reminder that they need to pay their dues. And I go back a year past. So I'll catch people that paid this year and people that paid the year before. But if they've had several years of not paying, they'll be dropped from the roster. So if you want to be in the roster, you need to pay your dues.
Make sure you include our honorary members.
And I do not have all that information, so I'm going to get that
on the website.
From the website. So
all on the website.
Okay. So I don't really have anything else on that.
Okay, cool. All righty. Nominating committee. Stephanie, you're on deck.
Okay. first of all, I want to thank the committee, the nominating committee this year, and let me tell you who those individuals were. Sue Bennett, Linda Eagle, Sue Patterson, Joette Rieger, and myself. And we began working on this and did have some challenges along the way, but I think you'll be extremely pleased with the list that we've come up with for your future officers. Of course, first will be Jennifer Benish, who I will also have to tell you has stepped up to fill this position, the president-elect position, which became vacant this spring. And if you'll remember also, Andrea Stone, who had been in the lineup to take office, retired and has taken a step back to do wonderful things in her retirement. So that left two sort of positions that we had thought would be advancing. So we did have our work cut out for us, and I want to thank everyone who stepped up to the plate and has told us that they will be willing to serve. And excitement is just, it's contagious. Noelle, you have done an incredible job. You'll be a tough act to follow, but we've got a good lineup that's going to do a good job at trying to follow in your footsteps. Let me read those names out to you. Of course, Jennifer Benish will be taking over as president of this group. Then as first, for the president-elect under Jennifer, Janet Bullinger will be taking that office. First Vice President Kitty O'Reilly is stepping in for that position. That normally is a position that advances up the ladder, and she has been president before and is really not wanting to do that. So this year we will be keeping in mind and who might take that position. And if we have someone that's just ready to jump in, the board of directors can replace Kitty with this person. It's a 2-year advance, so it's not, you have plenty of time to get used to the role that you would be taking on. But I thank you, Kitty, for filling that position and being willing to do whatever the new president, Jennifer, asks you to do.
Of course. I'm happy to do it.
Second vice president, we have the Evelyn Albright will continue in that. Secretary Ann Santarelli will be continuing in that position. Treasurer, as always, we are so grateful for Sharon Chapelier and her expertise. Thank you so much. Board of directors, we have 5 new members that will be coming on. Mary Ann Ferris, Janie Petit, she's not on this call, but she's from Louisiana. Virginia Sampson, who, as you learned earlier, has COVID and is not able to be with us. Deborah Jarvis, who we're excited to have you on this board. And then there is, because we had one board member that has advanced and taken the position of president-elect, that leaves us one more board position to fill. I have had talks with several people, and I'm happy to report that we may have that filled. That name will not be presented to you today, but if we do get confirmation, that will go out and we will have a vote separately on that position. Then, of course, we have 2 positions on the nominating committee that come from our committee. And then 3 will be appointed by Jennifer when she takes over. The 2 on the nominating committee coming up will be Noelle, and then Natalie Aarons. Those 2 are will be past presidents and are familiar with the organization, familiar with the membership, and should be able to serve really well in that capacity. Does anyone have any questions on this? This will be a vote, I guess, at the annual meeting coming up. So thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure serving, and thanks to my committee.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's a lot of work, and you've gone above and beyond. Thank you so much. Next up, we have tributes memorial. Alice, can you make it real quick for us?
Yes, this year we had 14 members, and a number of them gave double donations to the memorial and tribute funds. And I encourage you all to consider that program that we have that helps with the CAR teacher awards as well as other things. And we have also letters were sent to the members thanking them for their and acknowledging their contribution. And I thank Jeannie Skilton for putting that in our newsletters and for Sharon Chapelier for keeping track of all our donations. And I encourage you to have birthdays, anniversaries, any special celebrations. It's wonderful to contribute to those as well for our tribute fund, as well as memorials. So thank you very much. It's been wonderful serving you. And I know we're going to have a great year ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alice, for doing such a wonderful job. All right, let's talk about special committees. We have bylaws and parliamentarian. We do have some new business coming up that deals with the bylaws, but in addition to that, Judy, do you have anything else? And Judy's not there. Let's defer on that one a little bit. Kitty, anything on We the People and Center for Civic Education? Other
No,
than
I
what-
think we covered that this morning when we awarded Robert Lemming, who seemed very pleased to be asked to be an honorary member. And I think he may get really involved with us, so we'll see. No, I don't have anything new. Thank you.
All right, Lucy, how about meetings and travel?
Our next meeting is February 1st through this, the ABA is February 1st through the 6th in New Orleans. We will be arriving on Tuesday, January 31st. Begin our meetings on Wednesday, the 1st through the Friday, the 3rd. And more to come on that later.
How much fun. That's,
yes.
I can taste the gumbo right now.
And we
Awesome.
have a new member here who has, look up Bentley, who has joined us. It is thundering here and he does not like that. So he has joined our meeting. So
Lucy, could you repeat everything you said? Mine went off completely when you did it.
yes, we will arrive and start arriving in New Orleans, Tuesday, January 31st, or whatever that last day of January is, let's see. Yeah, 31st. And our meetings will start on Wednesday, February 1st through Friday, February 3rd. So,
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. All righty, Jeannie's not here in the newsletter, so I think there's probably a deadline for it, but I'll double check and put it on the website for articles for her newsletter. Judy, you're back. We were talking about bylaws and parliamentarian. I know we're going to have our bylaws discussion under new business. Do you have anything else to add at this point? And you're muted. Judy, you have to unmute yourself, hon. Judy, you need to unmute your, open up your microphone. All right, well, we'll come back to you when you figure that out. We'll come back. Barbara, you can't help her, huh?
Is Mary Ann? I know we could call her home. I don't have.
Oh,
her-
she's off now. She's
Oh, there you are.
unmuted.
You found us, Judy.
I found it. I was looking down on the bottom and it was up on the top on mine.
Okay.
I have no report of the bylaws. There are a couple bylaws that are going to be brought to the annual meeting, but I was not involved in them. So I'm going to sit quietly and watch the people who were.
Okay, sounds good. All righty, let's see. We're moving this along like grease lightning here. Newsletter, marketing, Lucy, Kitty. What's up with marketing?
I think the main thing we have with marketing is using the moot court experience to help promote our organization. So we will be working in that direction.
Okay. I think we're planning on doing some new flyers for the Jurgemeyer and then also for a separate teacher of the year flyer. So we'll percolate on that and see what comes up. Auxiliary reports. Let's see. Do we have any auxiliary chairs here? Okay. Actually, let's see, Dominique, do you have anything to say as far as you're kind of the liaison to our auxiliaries?
Well, let's see, the last request for updates resulted in nothing because I know it's summertime and nobody's thinking about us. Our heads are not there until probably September. So I don't have anything as far as auxiliaries that are not Houston. I know Kelly was on the call earlier this morning. I don't know if she got back on here or not, but she's our new president. And we have not met yet for the HBAA. I know we're working on a membership coffee in October. So, and we have a really interesting coffee. There was just real briefly, there was a famous murder in Houston back in the 70s involving a lady named Joan Robinson. Her doctor husband murdered her. And then her father killed him. So kind of a funny story, a fun story to talk about, but it was very tragic, but interesting for us. Anyway, the house where all that took place is owned by someone who is going to let us have our membership coffee there. So we're going to have our membership coffee there, and we're going to have people who were involved back in the day talk about what happened and the whole story. So that's what we've got planned. So if you're in Houston, October 27th.
It's a very famous movie with Farrah Fawcett.
That's right, Farrah Fawcett. Yes, I remember watching it when it came on.
Our Farrah Fawcett wings. We should have a dress theme from the 70s.
Right. We should all watch the movie and then come to the happy hour.
Awesome. Thank you.
But yeah, the attorney that was involved with the case, Dick DeGuerin, is going to speak on it. So he'll give us a little background.
What is the name of the movie?
Blood and Money.
Blood and Money, I think.
Blood and Money. It was a very famous book.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alice, did you have something on your auxiliary?
Yes, we have been meeting monthly and having various speakers. We had a retired judge last month, and yesterday we had a gentleman that is in charge of Defenders Court. It's a new program that they've developed here in Kalamazoo, which brings all the resources, social workers, not only the attorneys, but social workers and other support staff to help these people get back on their feet without having to be put into jail. We've also had the national mock trial that you're having in Arkansas this year, and Kalamazoo won both the local and the state level. And it was a wonderful event. And I encourage you all to go to Arkansas. And ours was all virtual. So that handicapped everyone because of the virus. And but our local chapter certainly appreciated the donation ALA gave to them for this coming year mock trial, and I want to thank you for that. We also are from our funding from you, and Audrey Gray's daughter gave us funding for the Audrey Gray Library at the juvenile homes. So yesterday we approved $2,500 to purchase more books for the library, and the teacher at the juvenile home has given us the list that she wants us to use. So we're moving along, and I thank you all for your wonderful support too as well.
That sounds like a really good segue. Kathy, bless her heart, has a meeting at 4 o'clock. So let's jump over new business for now, and let's get to our book donation. And Jennifer, do you let's see, or who is handling that? Lucy, do you want to talk about this?
Yes, I do want to say that this is the second time we have donated. Kathy, first of all, I must apologize to Kathy. I don't know how to work chat on my, and so I couldn't make it get to you. And then I tried to send you an email and it wouldn't go. So anyway, I hope that that Noel got to you. But this is the second time we have been or plan to be in Chicago and have donated books to Kaleidoscope for Kids. The first time was in 2015, I think. So it's been several years, but Kathy, I'm so glad that you are still with Kaleidoscope for Kids and delighted that we are donating books. And here is a picture. Jennifer has collected all of our books and will be sending them to Chicago to Kathy. And so Kathy, if you could just give us a few little words about Kaleidoscope and help us remember the wonderful programs that you have in your organization?
Thank you so much, Lucy. I'm glad you remembered the year because it was just shortly after I started at Kaleidoscope, and you were the first phone call I received about donations for the organization. So the ALA is really close to my heart as I enter my 8th year as executive director at Kaleidoscope. I did also receive some books in the mail just yesterday from Kathy Bomberger, and I know she's on the call. But I thought it was funny as you guys were talking, because this is one of the books, it's like the ABCs, and just for kicks, I'm like, well, maybe there's an L for lawyer, but it's actually lion. But I put a little sticky that says lawyer on here. Just I'm sad that I can't be with you in person in Chicago, but as you all know, these last couple of years have had us all pivot into different ways that we gather together. But the cool thing is, like, there was someone from Italy on here. Like, this is amazing. And just being a part of your meeting this afternoon and hearing about all the wonderful things you guys are doing to educate, to give back, to continuous learning for yourselves. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of. And so thanks again. Kaleidoscope, this is also really interesting and cool when Lucy reached out, because we are entering our 50th year in serving children and families impacted by child abuse and neglect here in Chicago. And each year, unfortunately, the numbers continue to grow as far as kids and families needing our support. So we're excited at our 50 year, which is this year, that we're really getting back to our roots, and we're going to anchor ourselves more in the community and be present for families when they need us, not after a crisis happens where the kids are in trouble or the families are in trouble, but really getting back to the community level and meeting the families really where they're at, and connecting them to the vital resources that can really help support and sustain them. And the books that we're fortunate to receive through the ALA, timing again, we have our back to school drive after several years of not being able to gather in person. We're having a back to school drive, and we will be having these books as part of the opportunity for our younger families. We'll break them out by the ages so that those families can choose books for their kids. We're really excited about this back to school drive because for those of you, you might know that in the pandemic, access to physicals and dentals and any surgeries that you might have had to be put off, right, because of the pandemic. Same thing for our kids. Like, many of our kids have outdated dentals and medicals, so we're having a mobile clinic and a van that are coming, so our kids can get what they need. And last year we served over 1,000 children and families here on the west side of Chicago. So excited again to be here today, and keep up the good work you're doing. And thanks for thinking of us again at Kaleidoscope. Any questions people might have, you can, I think Lucy can send out my contact information. And if there's anyone who lives in Chicago and you want to be a part of our 50-year celebration, it will be June 6th next year. That's our official year of official date of incorporation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. And anybody wants to send some more books, please, there's still plenty of time. So Amazon, there's a link on the website, and there's a link in the e-blast it takes you directly to the wish list, and it's a click away.
So
thank you all.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. Okay, let's get to some new business. This has got a little teeth to it. The bylaws changes. Hopefully you all have had a chance to look at what I sent out. And Judy, my apologies to you for usurping your bylaws changes duty, but it was something that popped up at the mid-year that we wanted to get done. And the second part of the bylaws change came very quickly in order to get it to a vote today. But the first one is got some teeth to it. And we had a healthy discussion at the mid-year meeting to amend our bylaws to allow non-lawyer spouses to join the ALA. As long as they, what it says is, hold on, pardon me. Article 5 of the bylaws talks about membership dues and voting. The proposed changes, I said, suggested, talk about section 1 membership. Membership of the corporation shall consist of 2 classes, affiliate and individual, and deleting the advocate class. We do have some advocate members. I'm not sure they still pay the same dues. They just don't have the rights and they don't vote and things like that. It seems silly if you're paying dues that you don't at least get the opportunity to participate like you should. So they would be converted to an individual membership and just get rid of the advocate. Then we would have what's called the affiliate membership. The annual membership shall be open to any state or local organization made up of any combination of lawyers' spouses, the widows and widowers of a lawyer, or lawyers or any individual. This is the key part. Any individuals who support the mission of the organization upon payment of annual dues as specified by the board of directors. So that opens a window, so allows our teachers, our folks in our legal law-related education type atmospheres, anybody who supports our goals would be eligible to become a member. And I'm thinking, it says, okay, well, that really opens the door, but perhaps what we can do is on their membership application is have them include a paragraph or 2 of why they feel that this is important to them. So we can review who's applying and say, okay, this is somebody who's really worthy of joining our group, and maybe not make it an automatic membership, but one that needs to be approved.
You know, in this day and age, it's difficult to get good volunteers, and I think we have restricted it in the past because there were a lot of volunteers out there, but both of those I would support.
Good. Deborah?
Yeah, I think we should let them in. I mean, if someone's going to bother to want to be interested in paying dues, they must have an interest in the aims and objectives of the ALA. So plus to make it easier on all of us. I fully support this. I think it's a great idea, and they apply, they pay the dues, and they can be part of the system, and then they can help.
Okay.
I have a comment on that also, if I might. If we go to a level of making an approval and having someone write a paragraph, that's adding an entire level of something we probably don't need. I agree with Deborah. If it's something that someone is interested in, wants to join, wants to volunteer, support our mission, support our goals, that is indeed adequate requirement as far as I'm concerned. Instead of how would we do the other? Would we have a committee that decides how many are on the committee? Would require a whole nother layer of
bureaucracy.
Exactly.
Right. Got it.
Also, one other, everybody's agreeing now, which is great. But well, now we're looking at gender equity, and you don't have to be the wife of a lawyer anymore to be part of it. I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I know in the past, Teachers of the Year have joined just to support the organization. And that's certainly appropriate.
Absolutely. That's who we want. That's the substance of our being almost for the educators.
Noelle, one other thing, this is Sue Patterson.
Yes.
Not a paragraph, but just maybe a mention of what attracted you to the ALA. That might be a good way to get them on different committees too.
Good, absolutely, great point. But I think that would be just kind of curious why they would, for our own edification, to find out why they're interested in us. We had a couple of new members last year. A gentleman out of Florida, I have no idea. He applied and he sent in his $25. I've never heard from him. Don't know who he is. I've written to him. So I think maybe putting not making it a criteria on membership, but just to kind of have us get to know who they are. I think it's a great idea.
But also maybe the person who gave you $25 just like the mission, they don't really want to do much, but they want to give money.
True.
Yeah.
Or you could just say, what would you be interested in? What committee would you be interested in if you really want to say anything? But I wouldn't make that criteria.
No, that might spook them. Um,
Right.
We don't want to do that. All right, well, that was the first part of the bylaws. So we're going to vote on these together. The second one came up very quickly after we had to cancel the Chicago meeting. And somebody brought it to my attention. Was it Barbara? Was it you or Lucy? Somebody suggested, maybe it was Kitty. Anyway, some brilliant mind out there suggested that maybe we should change the bylaws to allow us to have our annual meeting anywhere we want. Right now, the bylaws state that we must have it in the same city where the American Bar Association has their meeting. So that means if they're having it in Chicago, we have it in Chicago. Or if they have it in Timbuktu, we have to have it in Timbuktu. Our mid-year meeting is different. Mid-year meeting, we can have it wherever we want. So my idea was that we change that to make the annual meeting similar to the mid-year meeting, and we can pick out whatever place we want. Now, the downside is we don't get the discount rates that the ABA offers us. So we may want to use where they're going, but at least this gives us the option to do something else on our own. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So we need 2/3 vote.
Excuse me, have
Yes.
we moved to the annual meeting? The
Have we-
bylaw changes need to be voted on at the annual meeting.
Okay, well then, this is a discussion item, and we will vote on it in about 10 minutes.
Vote at the meeting.
Okay, thank you. That's why we need you, Judy. 'Cause I get so mixed up. Poor Ann can tell you that I get completely mixed up on these things. All righty, well, we'll table the vote until our annual meeting in about 15 minutes. All right, another new business. National Mock Trial, Anthony came and talked about this. We have another one we have some more money coming in. It's very exciting. Nancy Haar and a woman who is in charge of the Jurgemeyer Trust reached out to us, and apparently Catherine Jurgemeyer and her husband set up a trust in Indiana that's been dormant since 1996. And they finally figured out who we are and what we do. And this money has been piling up. Basically, what's going to happen is they're going to give us $16,000 a year, and we need to come up with projects for them. And what we did with the initial Jurgemeyer money is we put together a little ad hoc committee to come up with some ideas to present to Nancy about how we would spend this money. So we want to do something similar with the $16,000. The caveat is that part of this money needs to go to something Indiana specific. So we need to do a little bit of research. We don't have an auxiliary in Indiana any longer. So we need people to volunteer to brainstorm and put together a proposal, so to speak, to present to Nancy and to the trustee of this trust with our ideas. So I'm going to.
Well, I should work on that. And I know of a couple of people here in Indiana who would be interested, who, we've worked with Kathy years ago.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I thought Kathy Baumberger would be the person that would know people, right?
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, I mean, I don't, if we can form a ad hoc committee with this group, that's fine. If not, I'll put a notice in the next newsletter if anybody wants to participate in this. It's a lot of work, and
Go outside.
Well, certainly other people might have ideas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So anybody else want to jump on the bandwagon while we're talking about it? Stephanie? You're muted. All right, I'm gonna put Stephanie on there. I assume she's volunteering. Anybody else? Lucy? Okay. Let's go for a couple more. Anybody else?
Would that come under long-range planning, or is that not really?
Yeah, it's kind of both. It's kind of both. It's probably an ad hoc, then maybe long-range planning carries it forward.
Well, and it could also have some marketing value
Right.
as far as reaching out to other law-related organizations in Indiana.
I think it could be under a lot of umbrellas,
Right.
so to speak. But I'm just looking, we just need to get the ball rolling to get them some proposals. Alice, do you have?
Put my name on the list.
All righty. Jennifer, do you want to be part of this?
Yes, I was gonna say, I'm definitely gonna be part of it, and I'm so appreciative to everybody who is already volunteering. I am so excited.
All right, so we've got 5. Do we have a 6th? Going once, twice, 5-person committee. We got it. Awesome.
But if you change your mind, let me know.
Excuse me, I think you should tell Janet that she's carrying her picture around, and we better tell her she's on it. She's on there. And it's kind of, I don't think she wants to be on it at this time.
There's Janet. There she is. Thank y'all for
And what-
volunteering for that committee. And if you change your mind and want to volunteer, or if you know of anyone, let me know.
Awesome. All right, that's great. So I think we are ready for our annual meeting. Why don't we take a 5-minute break so we can all go and take care of a little business, and then maybe we can get, Steve's here, so why don't we
I'm
take
here. When do you want me back?
about 5 minutes? We're gonna take a little break because we've all been sitting here with big glasses of water and coffee and
Noel, let's adjourn this meeting.
yes, let's
Then you
adjourn this
call the
meeting.
next one to order.
I'm going to use my gavel. This meeting is adjourned at 3:41 p.m. Central Standard Time on August 5th, 2022. All righty. We'll come back in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go downstairs? You want to go downstairs with Daddy? Let's go find Daddy. Come on. Can you hop down? Come on, hop down. Goodness. Oh, wow.
All right, looks like everybody's starting to come back. Just waiting on a couple more folks.
Noel, tell them they all need to unmute themselves because I muted because there was too much noise going on.
All right, so everybody, go ahead and unmute yourself. Alice, who is K118? Does anybody know?
I don't know, but they were trying to get in, it says, so.
Oh, no.
Okay, I see Kitty sort of lurking around back there. There she is. Unmute yourself, Kitty. Got a little business to take care of.
Got it.
All
Sorry.
righty. So whoever K118 is, I mean, I think it's a member. I don't know. All right, let's take care of a little business here. Let the annual meeting begin. It is now 3:48 p.m. at Central Time on August 5th, 2022. We are beginning the 2022 annual meeting, starting with approval of the annual meeting minutes from last year of August 11th, 2021, which I hope you all have read since I sent them to you. So we need a motion from the floor to approve them.
I approve the minutes of the August 11th, 2021.
You move to approve them, Alice?
Yes.
And does anybody second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes from the previous annual meeting from August 11th, 2021, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Nay? The minutes are approved. The second is to approve the budget for 2022-2023 that Sharon carefully went over for us earlier. Do I have a motion from the floor to approve the budget?
So moved.
So moved.
Kitty has moved the
Approval of the budget for
approval of the budget.
22-23.
Yes. Anybody second?
This is Barbara, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor of approving the budget, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. The budget is approved for next year. All righty. Next thing we need to vote on is approval of the new board of directors that Stephanie has carefully laid out for us. Does anyone want to make a motion to approve the board of directors?
I move that we approve the board of directors for 22-23.
Okay, that was Sue Patterson.
Ready?
We have a second.
Oh, I second. Lucy.
Lucy seconds. All in favor of approving the new board of directors and officers, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No. All right, the board of directors is now approved. And finally, our last thing to vote on are the proposed changes of the bylaws to allow non-spouses members to join and to allow us the freedom to choose our own place for our annual meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the bylaws? To change the
Hi,
bylaws?
Deborah. I motion to approve it.
Okay, do we have a second?
Could you?
That was Deborah making a motion.
Okay.
And a second?
Stephanie?
Stephanie seconds. All in favor of changing the bylaws to allow for non-spouses members, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? The bylaws are now changed. So yay, that's very exciting. I have a question. Does anybody have the original draft of the bylaws that's editable? It's in a PDF right now.
Oh, look, I may have it.
It may not be necessary. I might be able to convert it from a PDF to a Word document and to edit it. Why don't, Judy, would you like me to go ahead and make the changes and I'll send them to you for approval? You're muted, Judy.
Anybody, this is for anybody's information. If you're on a computer and you want to unmute just temporarily, just hold on your space bar and speak and then let go of it and you're muted again. So it doesn't work for an iPad, but it does work for a computer.
Did you get that, Judy?
She might not.
Hold your space bar down.
Yay.
Is that working for you?
She may not have it. She may be on an iPad or not be on it.
Well,
The unmute button was up at the top. Do you remember that? I think she approves.
all right. Give me a thumbs up if you'll review what I do, how I revise it. Yes?
Judy, can
Make
you
sure I do
hear
it
us?
right?
Judy, can you hear us? Looks like her screen is frozen.
No, she's moving. All right, well, she's nodding, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. So I will do that as one of my last functions as president. So we have a very exciting guest here today and a
Just
very
popped
handsome
up.
one. Mr.
There's Judy.
Oh, yay, there you are.
I don't know where it was hiding, but it's back.
Welcome back. So I thought I'd take a stab at revising the bylaws and I'll shoot them over to you to make sure that they're appropriate.
That's fine.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now, the most exciting thing is our handsome young fella who's going to be swearing us in, Mr. Benish. Welcome.
I'll wait till the handsome young fellow finishes talking before I begin.
Oh, stop that. Stop that. It is your show.
Good afternoon, ladies, and thank you for inviting me to come and spend time with you this afternoon. I appreciate that. So let me go ahead and jump right into our order of activities, our order of installation of our officers and directors and board members, at least those board members who are present. The American Lawyers Alliance has completed another year of great accomplishment, fostering understanding of and respect for the American legal system. And as a member of the State Bar of Texas, I want to tell you, at least on behalf of my small state of practitioners, how thankful we are for the important work that you do nationally and beyond. And so you have our profound appreciation and thanks as a profession. As attorneys, we're grateful for your support of our life's work in the law. We share a great mutual respect as attorneys and citizens for your high purpose to, quote, nurture the rule of law for freedom's sake, unquote. The American Lawyers Alliance has survived and thrived despite the hardships of the past years. And there's now an eagerness to turn to the year ahead, which is what we're here to do. It's my privilege, therefore, to install the newly elected American Lawyers Alliance officers and directors. Let me start with the officers. The officers, and I'm going to call out the names, and then we'll go back one by one, and swear you in. The following officers have been elected for 2022-23. Noel Roberts, Sharon Chapelier, Ann Santarelli, Evelyn Albright, Kitty O'Reilly, Janet Bollinger, and Jennifer. Is your last name pronounced Benish or Benesh? Benish. And then as I call your name, will each person individually raise their right hand as I address you with the oath? First of all, Ms. Roberts, will you serve as 2022-23 immediate past president proudly and wholeheartedly, giving continued strength and confidence to others and to all undertakings by the organization?
I will.
Thank you. And again, thank you for your extraordinary and exemplary service this past year. Second, Sharon Chapelier. Will you, Ms. Chapelier, serve as the 2022-23 treasurer proudly and wholeheartedly, giving continued, concise, and thorough accountability in handling the financial responsibilities of the American Lawyers Auxiliary?
I will.
Thank you. Ms. Santarelli. Will you serve as the 2022-23 secretary proudly and wholeheartedly, giving vigilance and diligence in recording the minutes of the ALA meetings taking place in the coming year?
I will.
Thank you. Ms. Albright. Not with us? I'm looking for a hand.
I was trying to unmute and
There she is. There's Evelyn.
All right, great. Okay, I see you. Will you serve as the 2022-23 second vice president, proudly and wholeheartedly, continuing to inspire all of us in so many ways in your outstanding service to the ALA?
I will.
Thank you. Ms. O'Reilly,
I'm here.
will you serve as the 2022-23 first vice president, proudly and wholeheartedly continuing to inspire all of us in so many ways in your outstanding service to the ALA?
I will.
Thank you. I'm going to skip over Janet Bollinger. No, she's with us, excuse me, but she's not a director, so I want to leave her off the director list. Ms. Bollinger, would you please raise your hand?
Where is she?
Is she off or on?
She's the president-elect and she was here a while ago.
I don't know where she is.
Okay, well.
She
if
was here.
If she logs back in while we're on the call, then I will swear her in. But if it's after I get off and y'all are still talking, feel free to call me back and I can bounce back in if you'd like that. Ms. Benish, will you please raise your hand? Will you serve as the it has 21-22, I take it 22-23 president of the American Lawyers Alliance, proudly and wholeheartedly in the coming year, always remembering the needs and strengths of others who are in your midst and who deserve your very best in providing leadership in this fine organization devoted to such a high purpose and at this momentous time in our country, so help you God.
I will.
Thank you, sweetie. All right, now the directors, and I will list the directors and then I'll ask the three who are with us to raise their hands. The following are the elected directors for 2022-23. Virginia Sampson, Deborah Jarvis, Marianne Ferris, Janie Petite, Peggy Lussier, Marilyn McDowell, Sue Patterson, Nancy Butler, and Marianne Welch. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ms. Deborah, Ms. Ferris, and Ms. Patterson are on the call, right? Okay, would the three of you please raise your hands again? Will you serve as directors of the American Lawyers Alliance proudly and wholeheartedly in the coming year, mentoring those who need it to help the organization advance its cause and supporting cooperatively all who come into the organization to serve its great goals and high purpose? If so, if you could say, I will.
I will.
All right, thank you. Thank you all. And now, as elected leaders of the American Lawyers Alliance, will all of you raise your right hand, officers and directors?
Can I just say, Mr. Benish, that Janet has just come back on, if you want to go ahead and do Janet Bollinger.
Oh, great. Janet, then were you on when I just took the directors through their oath?
Janet's president-elect.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. She's not a director. She's president-elect. So thank you. Let me flip back over in my notes.
I'm sorry.
All right. No, that's okay. Ms. Bollinger, would you please raise your right hand?
Right.
Will you serve as the 2022-23 president-elect, proudly and wholeheartedly continuing to grow in strength and courage as you approach the job of president in the coming year?
I will.
All right, thank you. All right, now for each of the officers and directors who I have just sworn in, will all of you raise your right hand and repeat after me? And I'll do it in pieces here so you can repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will faithfully discharge my duties.
I will faithfully discharge my duties
As an officer or director.
As an officer or director
Of the American Lawyers Alliance.
of the American Lawyers Alliance.
Thank all of you. Thanks to all of you and congratulations. One final piece of business. Joining us, I believe, in this commitment are others on the Zoom call who will serve the American Lawyers Alliance in the coming year as chairs of committees and in other capacities, which places them on the ALA Board of Directors. You too, those of you who are on the call, have a very important role in the success of this new board. Will each of you who's not an officer or director, but is here with us today in a capacity that places you on the board, please raise your right hand at this time. Thank you. And will you, while your hand's raised, respond to the following question with a "we will"? Will you serve proudly and wholeheartedly and with utmost integrity in the coming year, remembering the needs and strengths of others as you work cooperatively with your officers and directors in advancing the goals and objectives of the American Lawyers Alliance in the 2022-23 year?
We will.
Thank you. Well, congratulations. Again, it's my privilege to declare officially that each of you have been duly installed and to congratulate you on a promising and successful year ahead. And I see a hand in the air waving.
Yes.
Ms. Whitehurst.
Yes, Mr. Benish, I think this is probably covered in your last overarching swearing in, but the nominating committee had 2 individuals that will be voted on at the annual meeting to serve as the nominating committee people. And that would probably be covered, but it is specifically in the section 1 of Article 8. So I just want Ann Santarelli to be sure to have those individuals' names specifically set forth. And that is Natalie Aarons and Noel Roberts. They will be the 2 elected people for the new nominating committee. Thank you.
Oh, I guess we probably should have a quick election on that. So anybody want to, all in favor of Natalie and me being on the nominating committee, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, there we go. I also have a lovely gift to hand to my successor, since she is now taking over, and she was supposed to bring her counterpart to this, but I present you with an ALA gavel, so you may virtually take it.
I have one at home that I forgot because I moved to a different place in between meetings. So it's sitting there ready to go at my house.
Well, you have a virtual one, Madam President. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
And I'll log off. I just wanted to thank you all for allowing me to participate in swearing my sweetie pie in, among others. And then the other thing that was wonderful to me is to hear Lucy walk her dog on break. And I appreciate that opportunity too.
thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great afternoon.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, I am going to adjourn our annual meeting. It is now 4:04 on August 5th, and I will turn the new board meeting over to the new Madam President, Jennifer Benish.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm going to call this meeting to order, our new board meeting for 2022-23, calling it to order at 4:05 on Friday, August 5th. So first of all, Noel, we have a little gift for you that you have there with you.
We go get it.
Go get the gift. So we have an outgoing gift for Noel as our president. She has, I just can't say enough good about Noel. She has done a wonderful, wonderful job as our president. It is just amazing to me to see how much she can get done. The website, I mean, so many things that she's done for us this year. She's kept up with everything. She has helped promote new membership. There's new things that have happened, like with Jurgermeyer and now with this wonderful mock trial. And she has just everything that's come up. She is such a can-do attitude. And Noel, you've done such a wonderful job. I just don't even have the words to describe. I'll never be able to fill your shoes, but I'm going to try my best to at least do a little bit of what you have done and to just continue on with your wonderful mission. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think you've done a wonderful job this year, and we are so very thankful for everything you've done. And thank you also for the wonderful website and for kind of bringing us up to date on everything. And every time I've asked you a question, you're like, it's on the website. It's on the website. So I'm going to be having you hopefully this year help me with that so that we can continue to have that outstanding website for our communication.
Absolutely. That's not going to go live. So no, it's been a lot of fun. I was terrified when I first got it, when Sue called me last year, said, would you be interested? I'm like, oh God, Like, oh, I guess, I don't know. But yes, no, it's been wonderful. I've learned a lot and I've just had a lot of fun. So you will too. And you have a great support staff and a safety net. And this is the best group of women to work with.
It
And
is.
nobody lets you fail. I mean, everybody's so supportive and wonderful and helpful and can do. And they put up with my silly stuff all year long. So you're gonna be great. You're
Well,
just gonna,
you've done a wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for everything you've done this year. And I will certainly, I'm so glad we're both in Austin because I can call on you all the time. So moving on, we need to now approve the previous new board minutes from August of 2021. And Ann had already previously sent those out. Are there, go ahead, Ann.
You're muted.
Muted.
There you go. Oh, you're muted.
Actually, we approved those minutes from the last board meeting, last new board meeting in at the mid-year meeting. Because it's a regular board meeting. That's what it is. Even though it's called new board meeting, it's a regular board meeting. So at the next meeting, which was in April in San Antonio, we passed those. We passed those minutes. So, okay.
Perfect. So we don't have any minutes that we need to approve.
You don't have any minutes.
Yay, and thank you. And I'll be calling on you quite a bit too to keep me straight. So thank you so much.
Right.
Do I have a motion from the floor to approve our standing committee chairs that were sent out to everybody? Noel sent that list out.
I move to approve the chairs.
Okay, Noel moved. A second?
Second.
Second from Stephanie. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, and thank you so much for that. Thank you for everybody for volunteering to do that. Now, what about a motion from the floor for the approval of the special committee chairs? Lucy? And we have a second?
Second.
Second from Noel. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Wonderful. And thank y'all so much for agreeing to serve. So many of you are serving again and taking on other jobs as well and continuing to serve. And I'm so appreciative of this group. One of our new board members, introduction to new board members, but she couldn't be here today, is Bailey Milliken. And she is the director of development for the Texas Bar Foundation. And she has agreed to be our previous toy liaison. She's going to do some research and kind of try and figure out where our previous toy winners are and what they're doing and how things have been going since they've been awarded the toy award. As Kitty pointed out earlier in the award ceremony, we've got some really interesting toy award winners that have done things in the past that are just amazing. So Bailey has agreed to take that on. And when I spoke to her and asked her to take that position, she was so enthusiastic. And she said, that is really something I would love to do. So she wasn't able to be here today, but she is one of our new board members. And I think y'all will all really enjoy getting to know her. She's here in Austin and she's just she's a wonderful gal. Okay. Is there anything else before I give some final remarks and we adjourn? Is there anything I'm forgetting?
Probably, but that's okay.
So I'm just, I've been a member of this group for a long time. I have loved this group so much. It's been such a joy going to the meetings. And I remember when we had it in Houston years ago, and we all went out and watched a rodeo, and it's just been such a wonderful group. And I am so honored to be selected as your president. I really never felt like I should be president of this group because everyone is so much more qualified than I am. And you women are some of the most brilliant women that I've ever met. But I am just going to try my best and do the best job that I can with all of your help. I cannot tell you, I have admired so many of you from afar, and you don't know that, but I have admired so many of you over the years, and it's been so much fun working with you. I'm excited and I'm enthusiastic about the next year. And one of Eleanor Roosevelt's quotes that I thought about was, she said, "You must do the thing you think you cannot do." And so I'm doing something that really scares me, but I'm going to try my best to do it. And then she also said, do one thing every day that scares you. So I'm going to try my best in this job. But I just want to thank you all so much for giving me this opportunity. And I just want to also, once again, thank Noelle and everybody for the wonderful job. We've had challenges the last couple of years with COVID, but the group has continued and it's remaining strong. And I think it's just getting stronger. So with all the new opportunities that we have now, I'm just so excited about about the competition and helping out with that, about the new scholarships, about our new members, our honorary members. So I think it's exciting times, and I'm really excited. Once again, if there's nothing else, I just wanted to say a couple things about Noelle. She has been an amazing president. She's a brilliant woman. And I just want to say a couple things y'all may not know about her, but she moved to Houston her senior year and graduated from St. John's School, which is a very prestigious, wonderful school in Houston, Texas. And when Ellie was 16, Noelle went and got her real estate license, which is amazing. So not only is she our wonderful president, but she also has a real estate license. She got braces when she turned 50. And she got her ears pierced when she turned 60. So she's an amazing woman. And that's just a couple of little tidbits I wanted you all to know about her. But I'm hoping to carry on her wonderful initiatives of membership, the website, the scholarships. And I just want to thank you all so much and tell you that I do look forward to this year and to continuing to work with each and every one of you. So does anyone else have any new business, old business, or remarks? And if not, I will adjourn this meeting at 4:14 on Friday, August 5th. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody I know we'll have meetings in between, but especially at our meeting in New Orleans. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll all be in touch, and please contact me if you need anything at all, and I'll be in touch with each of you.
All
Okay,
right.
meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Congratulations, everybody.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Noelle.
The website's just about finished as far as the update. It'll probably be tomorrow. And I've got some letterhead I'm going to send you with your board on it. So
okay.
It's going to get real here real quick. So
I know.
Do we get a permission from you, Noelle, to record this event or?
This event, I think Barbara's recording it.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
Barbara.
recording. And it'll be posted. Noelle will put it out on our website.
This meeting?
Yeah.
I was going to do the award ceremony. I don't think we need to post the.
Well, there may be people who didn't attend the meeting who might want to know what we did. I don't know.
I can do that.
I always send it to Ann because she double checks it for the minutes.
All right. I'll be happy to. It's just a link.
And
All right.
Thank you for your wonderful job, and congratulations to Jennifer.
Thank
Congratulations.
Outstanding meeting.
And I have one last thing I'd like to say, that our award ceremony, I was so impressed with everybody who spoke, who was chosen. I mean, it really made my heart feel good because of the fact that I keep hearing about teachers who quit. And these teachers have been around for a long time. And I think we always hear about the bad eggs, but we don't hear about the good ones. And if there's some way, shape, or form, we could put a notice in a paper or something, get a Instagram account, or they probably wipe us out because we do good things. But I was really impressed. Thank you.
It really, every time I go to, participate in one of these meetings with the awards, makes me feel so proud to be a member of this organization.
And I think Barbara probably, and I'm sure she does this, but the Teachers of the Year, we send out a press release. They submit their local newspaper or bar journal or whatever, whomever they would like to know that about them, that they had won this award. And that's one way we get it out locally. for the individuals who did receive the awards. So at least that much is done. But yeah, we need to be shouting it from the rooftops.
Exactly.
Well, I say we do send it out, but that doesn't mean that they print it.
It's, yeah, it doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
require them to.
Because it's good news. We only pin bad news.
Well, I'm getting ready to put a press release together for Justice Busby. I know we met with his assistant, who is very, excited about this. And she's like, send it to me, send it to me. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I'll put that together, and Jennifer, you can take a look at it and bless it, and then we'll send it on. And that's going to go to the American Bar Journal, and Houston Lawyer, Texas Lawyer, and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be some good pub as well.
Great. Very
Could you send it to me too? Because we do have a DC paper called Legal Times, and I'd be willing to send it to them and see if they print it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great.
Thank you.
No such thing as bad publicity, right?
No.
Right.
All righty.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank y'all
all.
so much.
Take
Thanks,
care.
everybody.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay
Bye.
cool.